Hello and welcome to this new concept on our channel. Today's video is different to what we normally do. That being said, you are here for some wonderful insights from our guest Jeffrey Antonucci. He is the author of Deep Within a Blueberry Sky, a book in the genre of magical realism. Sounds fun, eh? Apart from writing a book, he has also started a movement with an aim of spreading love and peace in our world. Let's welcome him and let him explain that to us. Hello, Jeff. Thank you for joining us and welcome to our show.
Well, thank you, Maninder. Wonderful to be on your show, and thank you for that terrific introduction. Very nice of you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be on our show.
My pleasure.
All right, so just to start with, would you please tell us about your background and how you came to write the book?
Be happy to. So, Maninder, we're talking about me writing this book and publishing it and all, but that really wasn't my background. I wasn't from a writing background.
Okay.
My background was actually construction.
All
And
right.
years back, I actually started as a bricklayer by trade.
That's
It was
interesting.
it was actually something that went back to my grandfather, father, and uncle, and then my brothers and I.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. That was my profession. And then over the years, that evolved to where I became then a facilities manager.
Okay.
And turning the clock back about 3.5 years ago, I was in this position as this facilities manager, and I was notified that that position was going away.
Okay.
Yep, the company, the owners of the building that I was facilities managers for, they were selling that building, and the new owners were going to be bringing someone in to replace me.
Okay.
So my feeling with that was, okay, I'm going to fly on faith where one door closes, another one opens.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But I have to say, too, that I was a little concerned. There was this aspect of concern because, I'm at that point, I was like 59 years old. I'm not up on the latest technologies and different programs and all that.
Yeah.
The employers required you to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But again, I'm saying, okay, let me put it out to God and say that, okay, again, fly on faith.
Okay.
Well, Maninder, I was driving home from work one late afternoon, and I pass a pickup truck, and I look at the back window of that pickup truck,
Mm-hmm.
and that person had stenciled on the back of that window, on the back of his window, a saying that read, "When you're down to nothing, God is up to something."
All right. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's always the case, isn't it?
Isn't it though? Right?
Yeah.
When you have that faith, this is what you're going to feel,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Maninder, I have to tell you, it was about a week or so after seeing that
Mm-hmm.
saying on that person's truck there, back of their truck. I'm at work. I'm just literally doing my thing there. And like a slideshow before my eyes, out of the blue,
Mm-hmm.
came the idea for Deep Within a Blueberry Sky.
Okay. All right.
Just like that. It took less than a second. And before my eyes, I see this slideshow that represented what was going to become Deep Within a Blueberry Sky.
Okay, that's always actually good. Like you get the ideas and the courage it takes to actually transform that idea into reality. It's really wonderful that you took that step and not just let that idea slip away.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about the book a little bit, what it is about, and I think it's a fictional story, but with real teachings in it.
Okay, yes, that's absolutely correct. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So the title Deep Within a Blueberry Sky is actually written in the genre referred to as magical realism.
Okay.
So it is
Yeah.
just like you're saying, where the story takes place within a real world situation, but yet elements of the supernatural play into the story.
Okay.
Okay? So, in essence, like the theme of the story, I can tell you, is really about the power of love, Meninder.
Okay. Yeah.
And all the good
Yeah.
that comes to everyone and everything that it touches. Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
You know, and in the story, it's characterized by Sarah. She's the main subject of the story. And it's about her journey from childhood to adult.
Yeah.
Discovering love, life, and enlightenment, really.
Okay.
And again, like you said, it all is powered and guided by this glorious power of love that, the way I say it, that drives the entire universe, Meninder, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is in each and every one of us. It's in each and every one.
Yeah, it is. It is a powerful feeling or emotion that binds all of us together. Really,
Thank you.
we can't imagine a world without love.
Right.
Yeah.
As sometimes with all the challenges and all, we have to just do exactly what you say. Believe in that power of love and believe it's in all of us.
Yeah.
And that's how really the story, being a fiction story, relates to the real world and the individual.
Okay. That seems interesting, actually, because I have read a couple of books which are in that sort of genre, like a fictional story, but teaching real teachings.
Thank you.
And this kind of books are actually very interesting, as in it makes the learning quite fun.
Yes.
Yeah, rather than like a non-fiction book with all the technical stuff in it. If you're reading a fictional story and it teaches you quite a lot, it makes the reading a fun and you grasp the concepts really well. So yeah, it does seem like a very good book, and I have to buy one. To be honest.
Thank you. Thank you. That helps a struggling author to know that, I have to say.
Yeah. No, I am a book lover. I like to read quite a few books, and and since we are connecting, so yeah, definitely I would like to read that. Okay.
I'd be honored.
Okay. Anyways, coming back, the next question would be, what are your views about the current state of our world?
Sure.
How do you relate probably the world today to the book?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going contradictory. What I'm about to say, Meninder, is contradictory to the book. But I'll come back around to where I have that kind of have the context I'm looking to make here.
Yep.
So I'm going to be negative here and say that, I'm sorry that have to say that our world is in a very tumultuous state.
Yeah.
Right? And that goes along with, unfortunately, I feel our human condition. Our human condition is in a place of great despair and despondency.
Yeah.
And I'm saddened by that.
Yeah, I think most enlightened people are, actually, when you think about the direction humanity is taking. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And it is just exactly what you're saying it is. It's a direction.
Yeah.
It's a direction. And we have the ability and choice to change that direction. That was an amazing statement you just made.
Yeah.
And that, now again, to go back to the book,
Yeah.
as you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, Sarah is taught to look for the good
Yeah.
and never the bad. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And because the story and everyone and everything in it is driven by and guided by the power of love, that direction that they're guided in leads them to everything good, wonderful, and beautiful. Every outcome, even though, as in a real world situation,
Mm-hmm.
we have challenges we have to overcome. We have burdens to deal with.
Exactly.
But if we have that true belief and feeling that we are love and we have the power of love in us,
Mm-hmm.
we can overcome these challenges and burdens and believe that, we can have a beautiful world.
Exactly.
I use the book as an example. If we could live our lives
Mm-hmm.
the way the characters in this story live their lives,
Yeah.
and also within the environment. There's much in the story that has to do with respecting our environment, loving our environment, because we're all part of it. We're part of that. We kind of forget that, but we're natural beings, right?
Yeah.
And, and that provides also when we have a sound environment and loving environment where we respect ourselves and our environment,
Mm-hmm.
everything good then will come as a result.
Yeah, that reminds me of your 5 loves, but we will come back to that later on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and I remember our conversation yesterday about you being 62 years old and drawing upon your parents' experience as well. And so you have seen a good few years of life and of this world. So how do you compare today with, let's say, a world that was 50 to 100 years ago?
Yes. So I have to say, within my lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
and again, drawing from the experiences and teachings from my parents and what they experienced in their lives,
Yeah.
okay, definitely the world has changed. The world has changed.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the world has to change. As time goes by, things change.
Yeah.
But, and I want to say it this way, Maninder,
Mm-hmm.
much of that change has been positive.
Yeah.
And we need to celebrate those positive aspects of things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
But at the same token, we still need to deal with the realities of how our world is today.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think it goes back to what we were saying before, things that we can change and then make better.
Yeah.
So as an example,
Mm-hmm.
my father was born in the year 1918. Okay?
Yeah.
If you go back and look at what was taking place in the world when my father was born,
Yeah.
there was a worldwide influenza epidemic.
Okay.
That they claim where 50 million people perished worldwide from this pandemic, from this influenza pandemic. Okay? In 1918, that was the year World War I ended. It was actually called the Great War then.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah, I was about to say that the World War I was going on at that time.
At the same time, where they say upwards of 75 million people perished.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right.
Right? Then, okay, I know, my parents telling me, both my parents, my mother and father then, grew up during the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm.
That impacted the entire world.
Yeah.
And they had it very, very, very tough financially. Both my parents had to leave school in the 8th grade.
Okay.
Yep, because my grandparents needed them to go and work, to try and earn some money to bring home to buy food to eat.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know, I remember my mother saying how difficult it was for her father to come to her,
Yeah.
you know, right? And say, my mother's name was Sarah. That's how I named Sarah in the story after my mother.
Okay.
There's actually a Poppy Tom in the story that's named after my father. My father's name is Tom. First name is Thomas.
Okay.
Anyway, you know, that had to be very difficult for a man, you know, who at one point had a decent job and was able to provide for his family because of this depression. You know, had to come to his daughter. My mother was the oldest of 4 daughters.
Okay.
And he had to come to her, and say, you know, I need you to leave school because you have to go work. She worked literally in a coat factory.
Okay.
Making coats, at a very young age, you know, working with those heavy coats and everything.
Okay.
So you know, then from there, before you know it, World War II was on.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Another 75 million people perished from that, they claim.
Yeah.
So what can we do? And we can look at all of these things and say, thank goodness we're not experiencing those catastrophes
anymore
today.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. But yet, we should be saying, though, after all of those experiences and all of those occurrences, right?
Yeah.
Our conversation should be, wow, look how much better it is today because we've eliminated wars.
Exactly.
We've eliminated illnesses that can cause people from suffering. Starvation should be non-existent today with all the resources and things we have. Yeah. So we can look at, and we should look at the positive things and the improvements to our lives, but yet look at the quality of our world and ourselves and say, we can do better. We can do better.
Yeah. Okay. That was a nice like conversation, as in the stories you told, the experiences you shared. It's really good to know, and now we can certainly relate that time with what is happening today. We have definitely eliminated war and some of the like diseases that were actually very common in those days, like plague and, as you said, influenza. Now we have the means to deal with all those epidemics, and also we have eliminated famine to greater extent. I know there are still some areas in the world where people are dying of starvation, but most of the world is not. Most of the world has food, and people do have means to buy the food. But one thing that I think has gone on the negative side is probably the peace of mind of individuals. Like today we are, that's what my thinking is and my feeling is, like today's person is more restless, and there are more concerns about like stress and that kind of stuff, stress and mental health issues. How do you think on that perspective, like the peace of mind of individuals in today's world?
Yes, thank you for asking, Meninder. Really, when we think about it, everything we really need to have to live a rich, full life, let's say long, healthy life, everything we're mentioning that we have kind of today, but we can't be fully fulfilled. We can't be really living a beautiful existence when we don't have peace of mind.
Exactly.
Right? and today, unfortunately, again, not a good news thing, but people don't have that peace of mind and that beautiful state of a peace of mind, right?
Yeah.
Now, funny, you're by asking this question, you're making me think of more experiences that my parents had. Even though all of this was going on, even though they had it tough when they were growing up, and then my father had to go off to war. He served in the Pacific, kind of where you are now.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You know, he served. He was stationed at Guadalcanal at per time, and all the islands there in the Pacific, right?
All right.
And him and my mother were married 3 months before the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
Yep, they were married. I keep saying born. I'm sorry. They were married on September 7th, 1941.
Yeah.
December 7th was the bombing. So, right. So this was a big upheaval in their lives for everyone at the time, impacted everyone that way. And my father had to go away. He was away for 2.5 years. He had to leave my mother. He was able to stay until my oldest brother, Tom, was born. My brother, right? And once, however many months he was, then he had to leave, and he didn't get home for 2.5 years, right? But all of that time, yet, Meninder, they had a beautiful life. People were able to come together in these times of turmoil and upheaval and help one another. Yeah. They were simpler times. And I remember, here again, my own experiences. I remember we were closer as a family. You were able to stop over people's houses, or they would just stop in to see you, and, you put a pot of coffee on the stove, and you sat and you talked, and people were happier. People felt good, and that came from inside, their peace of mind. They had what they had, but they had the love for each other. And unfortunately today, because of all the stress that you mentioned, and the turmoil, people are not at rest. They don't have that of peace of mind, and that's a challenging thing today. Yeah,
that's right. I think, as you said, people were like closer together in the communities and in the family groups before, but now the world is sort of changed, and although we may feel like connected with our devices that we hold, we are connected all the time, but that real connection, the heart-to-heart connection, is sort of missing in today's world. And that's I think that alone is enough for the losing peace of mind that we see today, because that's where the love comes in. The connection, the love between two people can help mitigate the peace of mind issues. And when you know that someone is in love with you, and you are a nicely knit family, and where everyone loves each other, you definitely feel a hell of a lot more peace of mind than if you are a loner. Okay. And
very, very true. Very well said.
Yeah. And I see you have started a movement to help people gain that peace of mind, and to create the lovable connections and bring some peace in our world. Would you please mind telling us about that initiative, and point us to the resources where people can go and look up about that initiative, the movement?
Sure. No, I'd be very, very happy to do so. Thank you for asking. So this all came about, quite honestly, when I was writing the manuscript for Deep Within a Blueberry Sky.
Okay.
Looking back, I was about halfway through the story. Now, for me, it was really I was living in that world, Maninder, of that story.
Okay.
That beautiful world I talked to you about, with those beautiful characters, I was in that world. So I was living in that beautiful, peaceful world. And when I saw that slideshow, I saw the slides, I saw the images, but yet I got a feeling of what those images were about, what they were meant to be.
Okay.
So when I was writing the manuscript, I knew if I was feeling that feeling, the same feeling I had when I saw those images, I knew I was writing the story correctly, properly.
Okay.
That I was making those points the way they were supposed to be made. If you can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here I'm in this beautiful place now, and I'm writing the manuscript. And then all of a sudden, I just pushed back from my desk one day, and I started flashing my fingers on my right hand. Okay. And I flashed what was the L for loser, if you remember, if that was ever something you were aware of.
Not before I talked to you.
Okay.
But
so
now I am.
Right. Way back, number of years back, someone held up the pointer finger and their thumb of their right hand.
Yeah.
Okay. And they directed that toward another person. And that was meant to say to that other person, L for loser.
Okay.
Okay. All right. When I thought of that as I'm flashing my fingers now, I really have to tell you, I became annoyed.
Okay.
I says, here is someone using their time, efforts, and brain function to come up with something condescending, come up with something derogatory, meant solely to bring another person down. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? And that's how I thought. I said, but all they would have had to have done was do what I was doing that day, held up those two same fingers and say, no, not L for loser, L for love.
Exactly, L for love.
L for love, right? It should never have been anything other than that.
Yeah, that's wonderful, I think. And
Thank you.
I don't know whether anyone else would have thought about that, but you did, and you put up the movement. That's a great effort.
Right? So what I did then was, as I, again, flashing my fingers some more, I held up the peace sign. Right? Now, everyone, I think, universally knows the two fingers represent peace.
Yeah.
Right? But what I did then...
just to make the viewers a bit clear, the sign we make after some victory.
Oh, yes, that's correct. Thank you. Yes, that's right. Yep. So what I did then, right then and there, Maninder, I combined those three fingers. And I titled this hand sign, Love and Peace, a Sign for Our Times.
Yeah, exactly.
And it represents love and peace to all people and all things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And what I realized right then and there was, for all of these years, the victory sign, the peace sign has been out there.
Yeah.
But it's missing the love component.
Okay.
To get to the peace, we need to manifest love.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's why I feel it came when I was writing, this idea came when I was writing this story about the power of love.
Yeah.
It's the power of love that, again, as I say it, drives the entire universe and is in each and every one of us and in all things.
Yeah.
So it's the three fingers on the right hand, the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger holding it up, a sign for our times, representing love and peace to all people and all things.
Yeah, I gotta put up a picture of that along with our conversation so that the audience can easily understand that. And I'm already getting an idea of creating a little animation where we show the love sign and the peace sign separately, and then the two of them coming together.
Got it. There you go. That's how it came to me.
Yeah.
Just that way. You know, it was the love where I'm saying, no love, loser, L for love. Come on. That's what we need.
Yeah. Gotta be positive, not negative.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah. Okay. And now the last thing about your 5 loves. Would you?
Yes.
Yeah. If you would explain the 5 loves.
Sure. Be very, very happy to. Thank you. So in this time, you know, I have to say, when I was writing the manuscript, halfway through it, you know, I had to focus on continuing to complete writing the story. It ended up being over a 100,000-word manuscript.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I had to go and do everything needed to edit it, get an illustrator, because there's illustrations and all of that. Kind of fell into place. I'm very thankful for all of that. Some wonderful people helped me do all of this, again, because I had no experience in that whatsoever. Again, coming from my background, right?
Yeah.
So since then, though, I've been able to create this logo. I had my nephew, who's a wonderful graphic artist, design the logo for Love and Peace, a sign for our times.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even just now, Maninder, created what would look like an emoji for that.
Okay.
That we're going to try and get approved, so it'll be available for folks to use when they want to use a love and peace emoji.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So also to what you're asking about the 5 loves.
Yeah.
Those are part of my mission, vision, and values for Love and Peace, a sign for our times.
Okay. Yeah.
And if it's all right, if you think we have the time, would I be able to read to you the mission, vision, and values?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Okay, thank you. So the mission is to advocate for and create love-based, peaceful platforms from which we diffuse confrontations, settle our differences, restore our environment, and ultimately remove turmoil and strife from our lives and our world.
Okay.
That's the mission.
Yeah, and it pretty much covers all the negative things out there in our world today, like the degrading environment, the communal differences that people feel, which are not there, but people just feel it.
Yes.
Because every human being is equal and they are all like similar. But, people
absolutely.
do differentiate. So it's it's more about recognizing the similarities that we have rather than focusing on the differences.
Absolutely correct. That's amazing that you're saying it that way, in fact.
Yeah.
So the vision is to conceptualize a 2020 and beyond perfect vision of a love and peace-filled world for all people and all things. This concept is symbolized by an unpretentious, non-threatening 3-finger hand sign that becomes known and used universally, spreading this perfect vision concept to an imperfect world. Okay?
Yeah.
So my hope or prayer is to make that 3-finger hand sign known universally to represent love and peace to all people and all things.
Yeah. All good.
And then when it comes to the values, now this goes to your question about the 5 loves.
Yeah.
Okay? So the values are to engage the 5 loves to willingly, kindly, and gently impart peace, honor, and respect to all humanity and all creation.
Okay.
The first love, and this goes to what we were talking about before, peace of mind for the person, the individual.
Yeah.
The first love is to love, honor, and respect yourself.
Exactly. Because
Right?
everything starts from within.
Yes.
Or charity starts at home, as they say.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yep. And it has to start. You have to realize how beautiful you are.
Exactly.
You are a perfect being filled with the power of love.
Mm-hmm.
And then allow that love to go forth and do good. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the first love. The second love is love, honor, and respect what you do and the love you bestow.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In other words, we feel we can't give ourselves credit for the good we do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be major things like, I can give millions of dollars to this charity. It's the little things. It's the little things, right, Meninder? Being polite to another person, showing that respect, just saying hello or saying, hey, you look great today. Wow, you must be working out. That's again from inside coming out and going to another person's inside to make them feel good, right?
Yeah.
Right. The third love is love your time at rest, absorbing and embracing the loving world around you.
Yeah.
Right? We're so stressed. We're so under the gun to do this and do that.
Yeah.
We lose track of the fact that we're really like machines. We need to rest.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we're not going to be healthy. We're not going to have that peace of mind.
Exactly.
Peace of, right, Meninder? See, it all ties together.
That's what I was about to say, that that's probably one of the major reasons why we are losing peace of mind, because we are always trying to do something.
Yes. Yes. And then we just lose sight of, not only the beautiful world around us, but the beautiful people around us too. We don't have the time to be together and have fun together and enjoy each other's company and appreciate the beautiful time we can have with others, right?
Yeah.
So the fourth love is love, honor, respect, and heal Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a biggie.
Sure. She is our mother. She is our mother, and we're not really treating our mother very nicely, right?
Yeah. We're dumping all our waste into...
I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, we are dumping all our waste into the earth.
Yes.
And, not really caring for it.
Right. And, Mother Earth can provide us with everything we need to live a good, healthy existence. But, we're kind of biting the hand that's feeding us, is an expression that goes like that.
Yeah, that's right.
We're hearing a lot here in the U.S. about the wildfires in Australia.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm in New Zealand, but we can still see the smoke coming in New Zealand.
Yes,
the sky is
that as well.
Yeah, the sky is really smoky here, and it's I mean, you see the pictures, and it's really a hell on earth.
Yes.
And
yes, it is.
Don't know. We can just pray for the Australians and all the animals and all those species of birds and plants that we are losing in that part of the world. Yeah.
Right.
It's really sad state there.
Yes. It sure is. And things like that just go to add more stress and more, desperation for people in their lives, right? You know? Right. So the last love, Meninder, is something you actually said a little while ago.
Okay.
The fifth love is love, honor, and respect each other
Yeah.
and celebrate our similarities and differences.
Yeah.
Right? You just talked about the beautiful birds that are in peril.
Yeah.
And the vegetation, the trees, and everything like that. Mother Nature didn't create just one type of bird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't create just one type of tree. The creative genius that nature is, or the creator is infinite and is not just going to make one thing all the same. So why would we think we would be all the same, right?
Yeah.
All our differences is just an example of the creative genius of the creator, right? I mean, we are different, but I feel we are more similar. We have more similarities than we have differences.
Yeah. That's
right? And that comes just, again, as I mentioned, we all have the infinite power of love in each and every one of us in equal measure.
Exactly.
I don't have more than you. You don't have more than me.
Yeah.
It's infinite. And we have to appreciate that and love and honor and respect that in each other.
Before we finish, Jeff, can you please point our listeners to your website where they can find more information about you and your initiative?
If they just go to my website, inspiredworks.net, Meninder, they can learn all about everything we've talked about.
Oh, it has been 40 minutes and none of us has realized that it has been that long. Before I let you go, I would like to thank you heaps for connecting with me, sharing your insights, and a very special thanks for the movement you have started. I must appreciate that it takes a lot of courage, time, and effort to set along a path that you have chosen. Thanks a ton for being on my show, Jeff.
Yes, Meninder. Thank you so much for having me, and I would so much look forward to us connecting again.
So, this was Jeffrey Antonucci, the author of Deep Within a Blueberry Sky, who has devoted the last few years of his life to spreading the message of love and peace in the world. Do check out the description section for links to his website and the book. If you would like to buy a product with the love and peace sign printed on it, comment down below and we shall arrange it for you. Stay tuned and subscribe.